Namaskaram and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kanti, and I'm honored and proud to be emceeing this Jugalbandi concert performed by my dear friends Shreya Kumar and Meghna Okhade. I hope you have all had your fill of Ganapati Darshan and are ready to unwind with some soulful music. Before we start, please note that parking dispensers are in Lot D, and everyone needs to get a parking permit. In addition, I'd like to go over a few house rules. Please, no smoking, drinking, or eating in the theater, and no flash photography or videography. Exits are located in the back of the theater, and bathrooms are in the lobby. We ask that you silence your cell phones and wait to leave the theater if needed, only at the end of each song. Now, I'd like to welcome Shreya and Meghna on stage. Shreya and Meghna are seniors from Mission San Jose High School. They are the co-founders of GPA Enrichment, a summer enrichment tutoring program whose vision is to provide free summer programs to the financially underserved community. Here to talk about GPA and the organization today's event will be supporting are Shreya and Meghna.
So before we begin, we'd like to thank all of you, our incredible audience, for making the time and spending so much of your time today to come and support this wonderful cause. So before we delve into the creation of GPA Enrichment, Meghna and I would like to give you all some background on how this all started. So we have seen poverty up close on the streets of India, and we understand the immediate repercussions of poverty. And this is immediate to a child's education. Children being the most vulnerable of the lot, those who are stuck in the depths of poverty are unable to be able to get the education that they deserve. After some research, we realized that this problem not only exists on a global level, but is also very prevalent among our own community, even in Fremont. And this is not a problem that you or I can solve alone. However, it is also not a problem that all of us cannot solve for a few, and thus GPA enrichment was conceptualized.
All right, so GPA traditionally stands for grade point average, right? Our program, GPA stands for our motto, which is guidance, practice, acceleration. So what exactly is GPA? It's a free summer enrichment program for grades 6 to 7 in English, math, and science, specifically designed for the financially underprivileged. And so not only does it help kids get a head start, but also it lets our tutors make fulfilling memories just like the ones that Shreya and I had during our first year tutoring. So on that note, a little background on how Shreya and I started it. We first started with one branch at Fremont Main Library where Shreya and I tutored, and in the following year we decided to branch out to various other libraries. So on the slide right there, you can see some pictures of the branches that we've had at Fremont Main Library and Union City. And as of now, we've already expanded to areas outside of the Bay Area, such as Tracy Library, and so we're hoping to expand more in the future. Next slide, please. So what exactly was our process? We first started with our local branch, Fremont Main Library, and then proceeded to expand to other libraries. And then we decided we wanted to do something more. So community service doesn't really have a cap on it, and we can't just really quantify how much we want to do for our community. So we decided to take an extra step and do more. Some of the things that Shreya and I have done are write articles in our local newspaper, Tri-City Voice, about GPA enrichment. We gave a TEDx youth talk on education and accessibility. And right now we decided to combine our love for music and put on a Jugalbandi Fundraiser to raise funds for EPAC, which stands for East Palo Alto Kids Foundation. While coming across an organization that we could raise funds for, EPAC seemed like a great choice because it had the exact same goals that we did with our program, GPA Enrichment. Okay, next slide, please.
Now specifically, why East Palo Alto, right? So East Palo Alto has a median income that has not changed too much over the past few years, while the house prices continue to skyrocket to nearly 2 times as much. So for a quick breakdown of that, the median house prices have gone from about $55,000 to around $75,000, while the median house prices have gone up from about $500,000 to nearly $1 million. This drives a staggering 20% or more of people below the poverty line. And again, This has a direct correlation to students' education and education accessibility as a whole in the city. So we felt that the money that we earn today can directly fund schools in the East Palo Alto area. And EPAC has been doing this for an incredibly long time, for many number of years already, specifically in the Ravenswood district. So before we introduce our EPAC board member to come on stage and share a few words about their program and their incredible achievements, we'd like to leave you all with a few thoughts on our next steps, and we encourage each one of you to give back to your community in some way by either helping and being a part of GPA enrichment or becoming a part of a community or a part of a different kind of organization that does something similar. Next slide, please.
So you can always learn more about our program at our website, and you can contact us at gpa.enrichment@gmail.com. We're always looking for more tutors, so if any people in the audience feel like they want to tutor or just learn more about our program, you can always contact us or just reach out to Shreya and I after the show and learn more. Next slide, please.
All right, so now we'd like to welcome to the stage Nisha Pillai, who is a board member for East Palo Alto Kids Foundation.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to start today by reading you a quote from the cover of this week's Time magazine. I have a master's degree, 16 years of experience, work 2 extra jobs, and donate blood plasma to pay the bills. I am a teacher in America. If you haven't seen this week's Time magazine, I would highly encourage you to take a look at it, keeping in mind that teachers are the single biggest influence on our kids. Suffice to say that every teacher in America deals with a staggering variety of challenges, from school safety and wage stagnation to funding cuts and student poverty. At EPAC, we focus on directly supporting teachers in the classroom, funding much needed projects, tools, and resources. We serve over 4,000 children and their teachers in East Palo Alto and Eastern Menlo Park, supporting public schools in the Ravenswood School District, as well as charter schools in the area. Over 94% of our budget goes directly into classrooms. Most of the schools we support do not have PTAs, they face very high teacher attrition rates, and up to 40% of the students we serve are homeless. So thank you very much indeed for being here to support EPAC. Thank you to Shreya and Meghna and their families for organizing this event. My name is Nisha Pillai, and I'm VP of Fundraising for EPAC. I'm happy to hang out and chat after the event or answer any questions you might have. Meanwhile, we have a short video to tell you a little bit more about the work that we do. Thank you. Thank you.
When it comes to student achievement, teachers matter most. Teachers have 2 to 3 times more impact on student English and math achievement than any other factor, including services, facilities, and leadership. If we want to support our students, we must support our teachers. At EPAC, we give grants directly to teachers. We operate in the Ravenswood School District, where 7 out of 10 students are learning English as a second language, and 4 out of 10 are homeless. These challenges create educational enrichment needs that we as non-educators cannot fully understand. So, to learn, we conducted teacher surveys in all the Ravenswood schools. Teachers in every school highlighted the need for more hands-on learning. They identified supplies and field trips as the top 2 areas where they would like additional funds for their classrooms. Why supplies? How do you teach reading without books, music without instruments, or science without lab materials? With EPAC grants, teachers have purchased plumbing supplies to create waterworks to help 5th graders learn about fluid dynamics, taught music and its relationship to math, introduced yoga to help children living with the stresses of poverty and homelessness feel more grounded in their classrooms and in their frequently chaotic lives. Why field trips? They spark learning in ways that textbooks cannot. With EPAC grants, teachers have brought science to life with a trip to the ocean. Many students, despite living in the Bay Area, had never seen the sea. Now they are aspiring marine biologists at Ravenswood. They have built community through science.
Vita Verde camping trip, and it's just the most amazing thing. And we're super fortunate to be able to go. It's like science camp because it changes our students' lives, and it builds community in our classroom, and they bring that back. And without the EPAC grant, it would be very difficult for us to find the funding, even just for the buses.
Giving is usually deployed according to donor dictate. The EPAC model is different. We operate with a teacher-first mindset. We listen, we learn, we trust. EPAC grants empower, inspire, and galvanize teachers. They say we value your expertise. We know you will do what's best for your students because that's what teachers do. To learn more or to support our empathy-driven funding model, visit our website, www.epac.org, follow us on Facebook, or join us for our next EPAC Day where we meet the students and teachers who inspire us daily. Want to support education? Support a teacher.
Thank you, EPAC. Now, we would also like to air a word or two from our corporate sponsors, without whom this event would have not been possible at this scale. We sincerely thank Left Right Mind for donating to this noble cause. Our other corporate sponsor is App Orchid.
We live in a universe where digitally savvy companies are tapping into terabytes of data signals to radicalize new industries. Slow-moving businesses, even with time-tested ideas, are wiped away into oblivion. So how can you protect your business from this digital transformation tsunami? Imagine if you could combine and correlate all forms of digital data and apply AI and natural language processing to answer all your questions. Think of this as a Google that autonomously discovers the tribal knowledge, curates it, and then uses AI to improve over time. App Orchid brings you apps that keep your workforce and public safe from dangerous working conditions. Can read and correlate equipment history with real-time data with unstructured maintenance manuals. Bots that can read and understand balance sheets and make acquisition recommendations. App Orchid combines people, process, and things using AI to deliver next-generation business value quickly and affordably.
App Orchid's success can be attributed to the high-caliber education of its workforce. With the rising cost of education, intense competition, and income inequality, each child never gets the same opportunities to succeed. App Orchid is very proud to support GPA enrichment as they help bridge this gap and provide a platform for the underprivileged children in the community. We wish the participants success in today's concert and encourage all of the youth to get involved and help make a difference in a child's life.
Thank you, App Orchid. Now, we'd like to welcome Raj Salwan to the stage. Council member Raj Salwan grew up in Fremont and is proud to call it home. He attended Vallejo Mill Elementary School and walked to school from the one-bedroom apartment where his father, mother, and 2 siblings resided. Fremont gave him the opportunity to go from that one-bedroom apartment to helping run a successful business and serving as a Human Relations Commissioner, Planning Commissioner, and as a council member. He has been serving in city government for over 11 years. He is proud to have achieved the American dream and desires to give back to the community that has given him so much and to make Fremont an even better place to live, work, and raise families. We're so glad to have Mr. Salwan at this event today, and I'd like to welcome him to say a few words.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing today? Come on, let's hear some enthusiasm. There we go. Well, I want to thank my friend Manish for bringing this to my attention. I really commend both of these wonderful ladies, Shreya and Meghna, who attend Mission San Jose High School. My son was there as well, but I'm still watching the Huskies, so I'm still biased, so I go Huskies. Well, you know, I grew up here in Fremont, many years ago, and when I grew up here, there were not many Indian Americans. I think there were a few token of us. I was here in Fremont. I think Manish was in San Jose. So a lot of people didn't really understand us at the time. And so when people would ask questions about Native Americans, they would say, oh yeah, Raj Salwan would know. He's Indian. And so I had to explain to them, well, I'm a different kind of Indian from South Asia, not a Native American. We've come a long ways from those times, from just a few token Indian families to many, many Indian Americans here, and we're fortunate. Times were much more difficult back then. When my parents came here, it was very hard to get a job. People didn't want to hire you because the economy was not so good, and the communication wasn't the best. And so I think back then they worked for $3 an hour, and my dad would try to get different jobs, and it was very hard. So he ended up working as a security guard because that helped him study at night so he could get his professional license. My mom had to work at McDonald's. She never thought she'd have to do that kind of work. She was a teacher back in India, and so it was something that she did to sacrifice to come here. So growing up, I recall being poor, feeling like I didn't have all the facilities that my kids have and these wonderful kids have. And so I think we've come a long way, and I think there are many other kids who are suffering the same issues that we did back then. And so we need to make sure that we help support them. And I'm very proud of both of these ladies that they're taking the initiative to help future kids, because once you help that one kid, you're not only helping him, you're helping his family, you're helping their entire community, and that can uplift them in many different ways. So I think we're very fortunate. I became a city council member not because I wanted to be a politician. I never wanted to be a politician, but somehow I got on some human relation commission. And it was a commission that exposed me to a lot of issues such as senior issues, homelessness, domestic violence, all these terrible things in our community. But I felt like this is things that I did not know, and I think that we need to help solve these issues. And so that was maybe 15 years ago, and since then I've gone on to become a city council member. And so I feel that Fremont has given me a great opportunity. We're very fortunate to live in this community, and we need to make sure that we provide those opportunities for future generations, not only from our community, but all communities. So I really appreciate the good work that these ladies are doing, our future leaders who are providing opportunities for these kids in East Palo Alto who truly deserve it, and the impact they will have will last many, many generations. So please join me in thanking both of them, Shreya and Meghna, for the good work. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salwan. With that, I'd like to welcome you all once again to Shreya and Meghna's Jugalbandi concert. Tonight will be a wholehearted and earnest attempt to spread the joy of music with a cause. Let's put our hands together and welcome the artists for today's program. Meghna Okhade is a senior at Mission San Jose High School. She has been learning Hindustani classical music for the last 5 years from Guru Srimati Suparna Dangi and from her aunt, Dr. Deepali Lagate. Meghna plays the piano and enjoys singing Western music. In high school, she has been an active participant in school performances and DECA. She is currently a swim instructor at American Swim Academy, honing her skills as a swim coach. In her free time, Meghna enjoys reading and listening to music. She aspires to major in psychology and business in college. Meghna Okhade. On the harmonium is Ipsha Menon. Ipsha has been a student of Hindustani classical music for the last 5 years. She started her musical journey under the tutelage of Srimati Suparna Dangi. Ipsha also receives vocal training from Sri Partha Chatterjee, a reputed Maihar Gharana sitar player. In addition, Ipsha started her harmonium training in 2015 under the able guidance of Dr. Ravindra Kakoti. Ipsha is currently a freshman at San Jose State University, where she is pursuing a degree in computer science. Ipsha Menon. On the tabla, we have Pranav Iyengar, a senior at Doherty Valley High School. Pranav has been learning tabla from his guru, Sri Vishan Menon, since 6th grade. He is part of ICMS, or Indian Classical Music Society, at Doherty, and is serving as vice president this year. He has participated and organized various fundraising events for the last 3 years. Pranav was the winner of the Sri Nitin Gandhi Memorial Competition in 2016. He has accompanied Fremont Swaranjali Group on various performances since 2017 and regularly accompanies the San Ramon Sharada Bhajan Mandali. Pranav Iyengar. Shreya Kumar is a senior at Mission San Jose High School. She has been learning Carnatic music under the tutelage of Srimati Geeta Iyer of Geeta Vidyalaya for 12 years, since the age of 4. Shreya has performed in various music festivals around the Bay Area and won many prizes, and given solo performances at Lotus Bay Area, Swati Tirunal Festival, and Navratri Festival. Shreya has been playing the flute for the last 8 years and was part of the award-winning Hopkins Junior High School Wind Ensemble. Currently, she plays with the Fremont Flute Ensemble Group. Besides Carnatic music and flute, Shreya is an active participant at Mission San Jose's school music festivals, representing her school at the FUSD Talent Show and giving a performance at UCSD this summer. Additionally, Shreya volunteers in the special ed program in her school as her way of giving back to the community. Shreya aspires to major in neuroscience and cognitive psychology. When not in school or taking SATs, she enjoys watching TV and learning to drive. Today is also Shreya's birthday, making this event all the more special. Sahas Ramesh is a sophomore at Mission San Jose High School. He has been a student of Vidwan Sri Vittal Ramamurthy for over 4 years. He started learning violin from late Sri Manikya Mama. Sahas has also been learning Carnatic vocal from the age of 5 under Anisha Parameswaran in Dallas, Texas, and now continues his lessons from Kirtana Bhatt. He has supported many music schools on the violin in Dallas and the Bay Area. Sahas Ramesh. Pranav Tirumalai, a junior at Mission San Jose High School, is a disciple of Kala Seva Nirata Sri Trichur C. Narendran. Pranav was initiated into Mridangam under the able guidance of Sri Ravindra Bharati Sridharan, founder of Nadhopasana Academy of Fine Arts, Bay Area. Pranav also learns Carnatic vocal from Sri C.R. Vaidyanathan. Pranav has also been blessed to accompany Vidwans and students from various music schools in the Bay Area. He enjoys listening to music and observing the techniques of great artists. Pranav Tirumalai. Welcome again, everyone. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. We will begin our program by paying our respects to Lord Ganesha, the Vignaharta, the remover of obstacles, as well as to Goddess Saraswati, the doyen of learning. We also pay our obeisance to our gurus and teachers, without whom we would not be performing here today. A shloka, a Hindu devotional verse rendered in the musical form, is called a viruttam. Viruttams do not possess a set tala and are solely improvised. It is one of the many forms of manodharma, spontaneous creativity or improvisation. Ragam or rag is a melodic framework for improvisation. To start this program on an auspicious note, the artists will be performing Gajananam in Ragam Nattai, an invocation to Lord Ganesha, followed by Ya Kundendu in Rag Bhatiyar, a shlok on Goddess Saraswati. This rag is usually sung at dawn and is a blend of Marva and Mand and belongs to Marva Tat. Gajananam in Ragam Nattai and Ya Kundendu in Rag Bhatiyar.
गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणान्वरा नन्दमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना शङ्करा प्रभुते वै सदा वन्दिता सा मां भातु सरस्वती भगवती गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर् साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः गुरुर् साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः
Final piece we just heard was in Rag Todi and Ragam Valaj. This Viruttam salutes all the gurus and teachers and equates them to none other than the Supreme Almighty. Though two different systems of music, Hindustani and Carnatic music, share many similarities, reminding us of the powerful unity within the diversity of India. Just as most Indian languages stem from Sanskrit but manifest themselves as countless unique languages, these two art forms share the same basic framework. Yet, the subtle differences in the style of singing can be easily identified even when the same ragam or rag is sung. Before we get into the next song, I'd like to explain a little bit of the history of Hindustani and classical music. The history of Indian music can be traced to 200 to 400 BCE. As most Hindu kings were pushed further and further south with the Mughal occupation of India, Indian music was split into Hindustani and Carnatic. Each system of music evolved into a unique art form. The highlights of the two forms of music are: the source of both systems of music is said to be Sangita Ratnakara of Sarangadeva. In Hindustani music, there are multiple styles of singing, popularly known as Gharanas. The musical forms of Hindustani music consist of Tumri, Khyal, Dhrupad, Tarana, and Ghazal. The musical forms of Carnatic music include Geetam, Varnam, Kriti, Javali, Padam, Ashtapadi, and Tillana. Hindustani music follows the 10-tat system of parent scales and their derivatives. Similarly, Carnatic music follows the 72 Melakarta scheme of parent ragas and their derivatives, called Janya ragas. Now, the artists will demonstrate the intricacies in both systems. For this, we have chosen ragams that are similar in many ways and have the same type of swaras in the scale. The Carnatic portion sung by Shreya is the Kriti Samajavaragamana in Ragam Hindolam, composed by Sri Tyagaraja. The composition, or Kriti, belongs to Kalpita Sangeetam, or set music. Shreya will showcase Manodharma Sangeetam, or improvisation, through the Raga Lapana and Kalpana Swaram. Raga Lapana is developed in a structured manner, using key phrases of the ragas to bring out the Raga Bhavam, or melodic emotion. Shreya and Meghna will go back and forth in the exploration of the ragam in different sthayis, or octaves. The creativity here is in bringing the Raga Bhavam into their understanding of the ragam. Kalpana Swaram translates to garland of swaras sung extempore, conforming to the talam with the Raga Bhavam. It consists of a series of swara phrases improvised and sung for a suitable line of the Kriti. You will see the vocalist, violinist, and the mridangist communicating through music with utmost focus and care in portraying the ragam and talam. Ragam Hindolam is an old raga which finds mention in old Sangeeta Granthas. The Kriti Samajavaragamana in Hindola Ragam became very popular among the Indian diaspora through the movie Shankarabharanam. Rag Malkaunz is one of the oldest ragas in Hindustani classical music and is usually sung at night. It is believed to be created by the goddess Parvati to calm Shiva after his Tandav in rage of Sati's sacrifice. A serious yet soothing meditative raga, it belongs to the Bilaval Tat and is usually sung in a slow tempo. Samajavaragamana in Ragam Hindolam, set to Aditalam, and Koyeliya Bole in Rag Malkauns in Teen Tal.
बसंत के नेज संदेश कोयलिया बोले अम्बुबा की डाल पर
वेद शिरो मातृ सप्ता स्वर नादा चल स्वीकृत वेद शिरो मातृ सप्ता स्वर नादा चल स्वीकृत यादव कुल मुरली यादव कुल मुरली वादन विनोद मोहन कर त्यागराज वंदनीय यादव कुल मुरली वादन विनोद मोहन कर त्यागराज वंदनीय यादव कुल मुरली वादन विनोद मोहन कर त्यागराज वंदनीय सामजवना सार सार बालकाला तीर्थ विघ्नत सामजवना सगमदनि सामजवना
सगमदनि सा सनि दमग सा कोयलिया बोले
निनि सददनि मम गमदनि सामजवना
सा ग म म द न नि नि सा नि सा कोयलिया बोले
सजनि नि दद मम गग सगनि सा सामजवना
सा ग म ग म द म द नि द नि सा कोयलिया बोले
सनि धनि दम दम गम ग सगनि सा सामजवना
सा सा नि सा द नि सा म द नि सा द नि सा कोयलिया बोले
नि सदनि मद गम सगम द गम दनि सामजवना
गम द गम द गम गम द म ग ग सा म द नि म द नि म द म द नि द म द नि द नि सा द नि सा द नि द नि सा नि द नि सा
सनि द सनि द सनि सनि द नि सनि द म नि द म नि द म नि द नि द म द नि द दम ग दम ग दम दम ग म दम ग स ग स म ग दम नि द सनि ग स म ग स
नि सा द नि म द ग म सा ग म द ग म द नि
सनि नि द दम म ग ग स
ग म ग म द
द नि द नि स
सा नि द
नि द म
द म ग
ग म द नि म ग
सा ग सा नि सा नि द म ग सा नि द ग सा नि द म
सा नि द म द ग सा नि सा नि द नि द म ग सा नि द सा नि द म ग नि द म ग म ग सा ग सा नि सा नि द म ग सा ग सा नि द म सा ग म द नि सा म ज म ज सा ग
What a great Taniyavartanam and a blend of the two styles. The next few pieces are some well-known compositions from both systems of music. Rag Bhupali, usually sung between 7 and 10 p.m., is also known as Rag Bhup. Bhupali, Yaman, and Bhairav rags tend to be the three basic rags in Hindustani classical music. Bhupali is often used in the composition of devotional music. Ragam Mohanam, associated with Lord Krishna, is a very popular ragam, evoking Veera Rasa and used for expressing anger and challenges. Mohana Ragam is one of the oldest ragas, found in many countries like Japan, China, Sweden, and others. With minimum notes, a pentatonic scale, Mohanam is considered a major ragam with a lot of scope for elaboration and is usually taken as the main piece in the concert. Kapali in Mohanam, set to Aditalam, composed by Sri Papanasham Shivam, and Om Namah Shivaya in Rag Bhupali, set to Bhajani Tal. Did you all notice the similarities and subtle differences in Ragam Mohanam and Rag Bhupali?
Yes.
Great. Now comes another treat for you, Ragam Shuddha Saveri and Rag Durga. Shuddha Saveri is again a pentatonic scale. The Jantaswara Prayogas add beauty to this ragam. This scale is prevalent in Chinese music as well. The Hindustani equivalent of Shuddha Saveri is Rag Durga. Rag Durga is usually sung between 9 p.m. and midnight. Kalaharana in Shuddha Saveri set to Rupaka Talam composed by Saint Tyagaraja, and Sakhi Mori in Rag Durga set to Jhap Tal.
pa ma pa da pa ma ma re sa ki mori ma ma re sa da sa da pa ma da sa ma pa da sa ki mori ru ma sa re ma re ma pa re ma pa re ma pa re ma re ma pa da ma pa da ma pa da ma pa da pa ma pa da sa pa da sa pa da pa da sa re sa da pa ma ma re sa re ma pa da sa ki mori sa ki mori ru ma
Rag Bihag is a special rag in Hindustani classical music, which uses both Shuddha Madhyamam and Tivra Madhyamam. The mood of this rag is celebratory as well as romantic and is often used in songs sung at weddings. The bandish, Lat Ulaji, is originally written by saint poet Chandrasakhi. Ragam Hindustani Behag originated from Hindustani music and took its place in Carnatic music during the reign of Maharaja Swati Tirunal of Travancore in the 19th century. Swati Tirunal and Gopal Krishna Bharati were earliest to compose in this ragam. This ragam evokes Sringaram and Adbhuta Rasa and is considered a lighter raga and sung in the latter portion of a concert. Smarajanaka Shubhacharita in ragam Hindustani Behag set to Mishra Chapu, composed by Maharaja Swati Tirunal, and Lata Ulaji in Rag Bihag set to Teen Tal.
Smarajanaka Shubhacharita Smarajanaka Shubhacharita Akhila Lokanayaka Mamava Smarajanaka Shubhacharita Akhila Lokanayaka Mamava Smarajanaka Shubhacharita Akhila Lokanayaka Mamava Smarajanaka Shubhacharita Taruna Sarasa Dalanayana Tapani Taruna Sarasa Dalanayana Tapani Aruchiva Sanadhara Tapani Aruchiva Sanadhara Tanu Vinindita Niradatrikanaradana Taburida Tanu Vinindita Niradatrikanaradana Taburida Smarajanaka Shubhacharita Akhila Lokanayaka Mamava Smarajanaka Shubhacharita Palita Bhuvana Samudaya Parama Purusha Hari Palita Bhuvana Samudaya Parama Purusha Bhala Shobhita Surabhi Mrega Mada Bhala Shobhita Surabhi Mrega Mada Padmanabha Jaganuta
last piece in the medley is Rag Vrindavani Sarang, a very pleasing and emotional rag and one that has universal appeal. It is believed that this rag originated from folk music. The recently popular Rajasthani folk song Kumar from the film Padmavati is based on this rag. This is an example of how Indian film music is based very much on the framework of both these forms of Indian classical music. On the Carnatic side, we will present a Tillana. Tillana is a fast-paced, rhythmic piece that is generally performed at the end of a concert. It is widely used in Indian classical dance and hence has a lot of jatis. Tillana in Ragam Dhanashri is one such masterpiece from the legendary Maharaja Swati Tirunal, a versatile composer from Kerala, South India. He composed this Tillana in Hindi, a language of the north. Ghumar in Rag Vrindavani Sarang set to Keherwa Tal and Geeta Dhuni Kutaka, Tillana in Ragam Dhanashri set to Aditalam.
छमक छमक घुंघरा बाजे आओ सा घूमर देखी कनक प्रीत की सर पे ओढ़ कर घूमर घूमर घूमे हाँ घूमर घूमर घूमे हो ललकरी तो सब जग की छोड़ कर घूमर घूमर घूमे बर के डोला वाले ठाट घूमर 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 बैसा घूमर प्रीत की सन पे होड़ कर घूमर घूमर घूमे हाँ गीत धुनि कुतक धीम तत्र कीटतोम नाची रहे गोरी ताति दै 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 दुर्गतम गीत धुनि कुतक धीम तत्र कीटतोम नाची रहे गोरी ताति दै 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 दुर्गतम गीत धुनि कुतक धीम तत्र कीटतोम नाची रहे गोरी ताति दै 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 दुर्गतम गीत धुनि कुतक धीम भाजे पायल कहो जनन जनन भाजे पायल कहो जनन जनन भाजे पायल कहो जनन 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 ननन तो जनन 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 ननन तो जनन जनन ननन गीत धीम तत्र गीततो नाची रहे गोरी ताति दै 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 दुर्गतम गीत धीम कान गावे तक दै कान गावे तक दै धन धीम न गिडतक धीम धीम न गिडतक धीम धीम न गिडतक धीम हट दोम हट गीत धीम तत्र गिडतोम नाची रहे गोरी ताति दै 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 दुर्गतम गीत धुनि कुतक धीम पदुमनाभ तुम्हारी लीला पदुमनाभ तुम्हारी लीला क्या कहूँ मैं सावरो पदुमनाभ तुम्हारी लीला क्या कहूँ मैं सावरो पदुमनाभ तुम्हारी लीला क्या कहूँ मैं सावरो ताप संकट हरनायो सो हमारो तुम्हारो ताप संकट हरनायो सो हमारो तुम्हारो तधीम तधीम तिरना उदनी तदानी तानी तधीम तधीम तिरना तधीम तधीम तिरना उदनी तदानी तानी तधीम तधीम तिरना नारे तोम तग जणु तग तदार तर तानी धीम अलरी अलरी तग तदा दानी तग तदा दानी तग तदा दानी धीम 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 तनी अलरी तोम 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 तग तनी अलरी तोम 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 तग दिगु तनी अलरी गीत तत्र गीततोम नाची रहे गोरी ताति दै 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 दुर्गतम गीत धुनि कुतक धीम धीम
The next piece, Mile Sur Mera Tumhara, is an apt concluding piece for the evening, showcasing the unity in the diversity of India. It is a well-known song and surely dear to most of the audience. This song has a verse in each of the many Indian languages and has a very simple message. Music has no bounds. Music has no religion. Music is limitless, and music unites us. Enjoy.
मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा
So before we end this evening, I would like to do a quick vote of thanks to a few people. So first of all, I would like to thank Kanti, who is our MC, for emceeing this event tonight. Despite her super busy schedule, she took so much time. So despite her busy schedule and how far she lives, she still decided to come out here and put together so much. She actually helped with the script entirely, so thank you so much for that. My mom just casually mentioned it to her on a trip, and right away she was like, of course I'll do it. So thank you so much. And even like without a second thought, she said, of course. And Kanti, you've always listened to me ever since first grade. When we had that winter talent show, spring talent show, you've always supported me, always listened to me sing. And even though it was bad sometimes, I mean, I know it was bad sometimes, but of course you still always listened to me and you always supported me throughout. And so even though we don't go to school together anymore, we continue to be best friends. So once again, please give up a round of applause for Kanti. Next, I would like to thank my parents for their unconditional support for my passion for music for the last 12 to 13 years. I voiced my interest in music when I was around 3 years old, and I was lucky enough that my words enough were alone to have my parents be super receptive to the idea and send me to a music school, which I have been with for the past 13 years. This program would have definitely not been possible without my mom's constant coordination, feedback, nagging me to make me practice every single day. And she has been there even when, like in my worst moments. And of course, this program would have not been possible without my Guru Gita teacher, who has relentlessly corrected every single mistake of mine. She has heard me grow and heard my voice develop from how it was before to how it is now. And she has literally been a second mother to me. Like, I remember oftentimes she would feed me idli when I was at her house at either early morning or late night practices. She would let me sleep in her house. And of course, her dog is like a big part of my life too, because my own mom is too scared to let me have a dog. So thank you so much for that. If you could come on stage, that would be great. Of course, thanks to Meghna's teacher and also her aunt, Deepali auntie, for providing feedback for many of the rehearsals and also working with my teacher to coordinate this entire program. Then, of course, thanks to Meghna's entire family, who have opened their homes to me especially, and my mother, during every single rehearsal, fed me my favorite chakli, because that's not always at my house, so, and made some really, really great chai for all our impromptu practices, and also the long conversations to help put this program together. And of course, Meghna's little sister, Neha, who is always ready to fetch water, papers, pencils, anything I need at any second. Thank you to our amazing accompanists, Ipsha, Pranav, and Sahas, for being such great accompanists and buddies. And of course, there are two Pranavs, so Ipsha, Pranav, and Sahas. Many thanks to all their parents and teachers who have guided them and driven them to practices, etc. And of course, Meghna, my good friend since I moved to Mission, and also business partner for the past many years, for being so receptive to the idea of a Jugalbandi concert with me. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Shreya. Okay, my turn. Can't really read what I wrote, so I'm just going to say it from the bottom of my heart. So there are a lot of people I have to thank. First, my parents, my mom and my dad. They spent a lot of time and a lot of efforts into making sure that everything ran smoothly, from it being having practices in our home or going out of their way to get me the support that I need to be able to put on the show. Second, thanks to my teachers. My teacher lives in India, Deepali Atya. Right now my cousin is WhatsApp video calling her. She woke up at 3:30 a.m. from India to watch me sing. And it really means a lot. Sorry, I don't know what I'm crying. She's been so nice to me and so supportive of everything that I've sang. Like she sends me messages telling me not to stress out, and just she's just been so great to me, and it's so amazing to have her, especially since she lives in India. She's never come here, and video calling her and feeling like she's always there really means a lot to me. And oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm crying. Okay, so thank you so much, Deepali Atya. She can hear me, right? Okay, cool. She really has spent so much of her time helping me, like always being there. She said, whenever you need to call me, just call me. It's hard because she lives in India, but she's always there. She's spent countless hours of her week, over the last 3 months preparing me for this, and I really could not be more grateful. I'm also thankful to my teacher, Suparnanti. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, but she introduced me to classical music, and I really enjoy it, and it's really all because of her for teaching me the beginning songs that I still remember today. Thank you to Geeta teacher. I really appreciate your support in practices at your house and helping put the whole program together, especially since this is my first performance and I was really nervous about singing and stuff. You really helped me out. So yeah, thank you to all the teachers. Let's see, family, my mom, my dad, I thank you guys. A lot of other people. Thank you to my cousin for holding the phone for like an hour. Thanks to Johnny Mommy. She's standing over there, but she doesn't want to come out. She helped a lot with the decorations and setting up the stage. Thanks to Smita Maushi, she helped with the tickets and everything. Thanks, Anand Mama, for donating to EPAC. Thanks, Neha. She was really upset because she had to miss her softball practice for this, but thanks for not ditching this program and sitting there patiently. Really appreciate it. Thanks to all my other cousins who are probably running around somewhere, and oh my gosh, I have so much family. Thanks Neil Kaka. You stayed here with us last night and you've helped us so much with like bringing the boxes in, and seriously, I really appreciate you. Okay, who's next? Okay, so thank you, Pradeep uncle. Thank you so much for giving the confidence that I needed to perform. I was really nervous, and you welcomed me into your house, and you set up mics for us to practice because I had just never sang before. So thank you so much. Thank you, your whole family. You've been so supportive, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Vishan, for helping out with the tabla because I know I make so many mistakes in practice. So I really needed help with that. Thank you, Ipsha and Pranav. You guys are seriously awesome. Just applaud for them. They're so good at playing. They're super good. Ipsha always sort of got us back on track during practice, and Pranav provided necessary comic relief that I needed. So thank you guys so much. Thanks Hema Auntie for coming up with this. She helped us come up with the idea, and she's always helped us get GPA on track. She helps us with our ideas, and she everything that we've done over the past 4 years really could not be possible without her, because sometimes we get busy with school and stuff, but she's always there to remind us that we need to do this and we need to do that, and really nothing would have happened without her. So thanks Hema Auntie. Okay. Thanks, Shreya. You've been my best friend for since 6th grade, so a pretty long time. It's gonna be 6 years now. I'm so happy that we started GPA enrichment together, and just thanks for being you. Let's see. You have more? Oh wait, one more thing. So I'm gonna sing another song and you guys can join me. We're gonna sing Happy Birthday to Shreya, so we could do that really quick. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shreya. Happy birthday to you.
Alright guys, so Meghna's making me cry, so I'll try to keep the rest of this short. Thank you so much to our videographer Marty and our photographer Kim, who signed up for this as soon as my mom mentioned it to them. Thank you to Danya Auntie and Advait, who brought their creative creations with us at today's venue, again on short notice. You guys may have seen it on your way in, but they have some really nice artwork outside. Thank you so much to Punarda Akka for relentlessly editing all the slides and running the slideshow flawlessly. And thank you so much for Mahesh Uncle and Simi Auntie and the many other volunteers who made this program run as smoothly as it did today.
So thanks to the Ohlone staff and Jackson Theater technicians, Jasper and Patrick, as they explained all the technicalities with the utmost patience and clarity. Thank you, Chris, for making this awesome facility available for us. for today's program.
Thank you so much for our chief guest, Raj Salwan, and the EPAC board member, who is my aunt, Nisha Chitti, for being here despite many other personal commitments. We really appreciate your support. And last but not least, we want to acknowledge our corporate sponsors once again and the many families, friends, coworkers, former and current teachers who have taken the time off and their weekend to be with us to support us in our first and small endeavor. So if we continue to list the rest of you, we might be here till about 7 o'clock. So we'll keep the rest of it short. Thank you all for supporting us so much.
So my dad came and told me to let you guys know that, oh my gosh. Okay. My dad he told me to let you guys know that we raised $3,000 today. So applause for you guys for being here, showing your support for the cause that we wanted to, that we really care about and we wanted to raise money for. So really thank you guys for coming, for donating, if you just being here and showing your support. Shreya and I. I did this yesterday too. Shreya and I will see you at the lobby shortly. And once again, thank you so much for coming. Hope you had a good time.